Yep, starting at the top left, formerly Fnatic, the only Zerg in the group, now playing for LGIM. He is...
LGIM ByuL.
He's a star.
LGIM's ByuL, there we have him. Can he make it happen? He's the only Zerg player, the only representative for his race in this group. To the bottom right, cross-positioned, we have the Casper Protoss player. Starting in blue is...
웅진 스타즈 SOS.
SOS.
Rocking his team jersey.
Yep, that undefeated jersey. SOS is definitely one of the best Tesla Cross switchovers so far. Before Rain really had his breakout performances, not only in the OSL but in the GSL matches, people were saying that this guy and Flying were the people to look out for. And he's, even though he didn't live up to what Rain has done so far, he's definitely somebody that you want to watch out for. Forged before Nexus.
On a map where a lot of players decide to go for Nexus first, but we've also seen 6 pulls, 7 pulls. ByuL's teammate or former teammate Moon has shown this several times on this map in the GSTL. Was not too successful with it, but still trying to pull it off. We've seen a double hatch before pull on this map by Zerg against Protoss. Also against Terran, something that ByuL decides not to do. He starts traditionally with his spawning pool first. And there's a lot of things that you can do on this map. Originally what we saw were motherships and Vortex very long games. Nowadays it's a little bit more common for the Protoss player to be aggressive early on, trying to either hit a 2-base timing or going up to those 3 bases, attack with gateways, or then prepare a strategy where he focuses or centers around a few Colossi, hits a pre-Broodlord timing. All these things. Most Protoss players just try to avoid as much as possible to go against Broodlords.
You're right, this map was Vortex Valley for a reason, where it was always the Broodlords that you saw, and it was a tough map for Frost in the late game. With all the spine crawlers, this is where that spine crawler style kind of originated, really was on this map. People really started to figure it out here. And now Frost are like, no, I don't want to face those Broodlords. I don't want to even let you finish that career spire. I'm going to kill you before then. And we'll see what SOS has planned. How is he going to do it? Especially a Kessel player, I highly doubt we'll see go to the late game on this map.
You can also go for an Immortal push on Entombed Valley, but you would not do it with those positions. That's the problem that he has. We've seen Parting using several Immortal pushes against Zerg players, but even Parting wouldn't attempt to Immortal push an opponent if he's cross-positioned. The distance between the bases is just too much. There are so many opportunities for the Zerg to flank you, to get past your army, attack your natural. So I feel with the position that we have, this is also one of the things that we can rule out here.
Yeah.
And I would also be surprised to see a heavily committed Stargate strategy by SOS. It's just the distance that allows your opponent these extra seconds where he can prepare for what's happening.
Yeah, I'd rather see a gateway-centric expand.
ByuL is actually starting things with a Bailing Nest, and this could mean several things. Either we see aggression and he tries to bust through. With a 3rd base that would not be played as an all-in, would be a little bit weaker than if he does it on 2 bases. But he can also just get the Bailing Nest and try to defend against gateway units.
Like Lowly does, we've seen in the past.
Dimaga popularized that style. Lowly is also a player that really loves to do it. And you can really work well against gateway and gateway army. The one thing that you have with this strategy is you don't commit as heavily to gas. So you have the option of going into gas, but you don't add, well, into a gas-heavy unit composition with morphing the Banelings, but you don't have to do it. So you have a little bit of time left. But of how he moves this now without speed, that is definitely going to be a Baneling attack. And the big problem for Shai is that he is indeed going into a Stargate. And the Stargate itself won't help him at all.
He has no idea about these lings. I think he plans to scout with his Phoenixes, but if he also hides his Phoenixes, then he's not going to see this until way too late.
We have a bigger problem for him.
No sentries except that one.
He might just die here. This is so difficult. We have 8 Banelings. 8 Banelings, that's... I'm not quite sure how much he can do with a perfect force field, but he actually... The probe goes into the main base, the magnet is there. Oh god, there is not a single force field. He just moves in by cannon. He can't just go for it, and he takes it down. Now the Zerglings are there, the force field has been used. He's trying to go for another cannon. Is there another force field? I don't think so. There goes the pylon, and here comes ByuL.
He gets the wall up, but it's not going to last forever. And that gateway, once it's down, he can come in and go for the cannon. Here we go, the Baneling was targeted, but the Lings stream in. They're slow, but 10 more Lings on the way. That Baneling wants to connect with the probes.
The sentry comes out, dies immediately, and this is ByuL dropping down the GG hammer. This is game. ByuL has the Overlord in the main base, and SOS, he sees it and he goes for it. He's trying to take it down. The only unit in the game that can attack air units is the sentry. There is no chance for him to force field the gap and the pylon to save it, and this gives ByuL the opportunity to move in. Look at that smirk.
Yep.
Very well done.
He's like, it's in Tube Valley, and I'm the only Zerg. He probably didn't think too much about what I might do on this map, and he chose a builder that really confused him. He hit his Baneling nest. He hit his Lings really well, made them walk the longest possible distance so that no probe would possibly see them. It cross spawns like that. The probe usually goes to the right side to go to scout at the third because the third's towards the right side of the map. So when you go to try sneak around the watchtower with your probe to see, alright, does he have a third or not, you're not going to see those Lings.
Well done, well played by ByuL. Takes the game, takes his first win in the up and down group. And we are having a 5-minute break. After this, we are back with the next match. So guys, stay tuned. And after a few minutes, we'll be back with the next matches here at the GSL.